Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. Jan Michael here, coming at you from obviously not the Toronto International Film Festival because why? Because of this little guy right here. Because of you, little guy. Because of you and your sister and your mama when you're taking all my money. It's a ploy, isn't it? It's a ploy to keep me from traveling, huh? I'm on to you guys. Anyways, by the time you guys are watching this, it most likely will already be a dated video, as I'm really only going to be focusing on the Venice and the Telluride Film Festival. We're right now right in the middle of the Toronto International Film Festival, but because we are only getting the first couple of reviews out, I don't really want to focus too much on what people are saying of those films, as of right now anyway. I really want to focus on the batch that just ended. So yes, while things are probably going to continue to shift, to not go crazy, I'm gonna put my blinders on and just focus on those past two festivals and tell you what my knee-jerk reactions are. Yes, they say don't have knee-jerk reactions, but you know what? That's part of the fun of this, so sit back, relax. These are my Oscar predictions for September of 2025. On the screen right now, you are seeing my Best Picture predictions from last month. What I thought I'd do this time around is tell you what has shifted around, what has stayed in place, what have I gotten completely rid of, and what new has been introduced into my list. And of course, keep in mind, I'm not taking TIFF into account, so this list is going to continue to change. So next month, I'll do my post-festival predictions. This is the smack dab, the middle of the trilogy. Let's get to this. So, number one, Sinners. Yes, I'm keeping Sinners at number one. As of right now, again, it's the only film to have proven itself, and it just seems like the surefire bet. This feels like a Best Picture winner. So, in the first spot, it stays. Let's see if it continues riding that high. Number two, keeping Sentimental Value. Now, I should mention that I have heard a little bit of rumblings of people who have now seen the movie, of people that I follow, and while a lot of those people have said, hey, this is a great one, I have heard people say that they don't see it being a Best Picture winner. A contender, yes. A strong contender, yes. But going on all the way to win Best Picture, they have their doubts. So if you have this drop down just a little bit, I can understand that, especially with my number three, which I feel is probably a lot of people's now number one or number two, Hamnet. Holy shit, the reviews to Hamnet have been amazing. So first, yes, I will eat my words. I wasn't looking forward to this film. I wasn't a huge Chloe Zhao fan. I'm still not a huge Chloe Zhao fan. But those reviews actually kind of make me nervous. It's like, can it really be like that good? We're like, everybody is giving it like perfect scores. Like that Letterboxd score, I saw that, I'm like, holy shit, when have I ever seen that before? So I'm very nervous that I'm gonna go see the film with high expectations and just be completely disappointed because of that. I remember Nomadland, and I don't believe Nomadland's like initial buzz was even this strong, but everyone really liked Nomadland. And then when I went to go see it, it was good. I can't say it's a bad film, but I was underwhelmed by it. So I'm trying to not get overly excited, but it's just hard to do so when you see those damn good reviews. So we'll see. If I ain't tearing up, if I ain't crying by the end of this movie, I might be disappointed. but we'll see. As of right now, again, if you have this at number one, number two even, I completely understand. This just, people are already saying this is a film that could go on to win Best Picture. So I can see people kind of boosting it above Sentimental Value. Maybe I'll do so by next month, but I want to mull over my thoughts just a little bit more before I solidify exactly where I'm going to put it. So number three, I think, is a really good spot as of right now. Now, number four, Wicked, For Good. It has dropped down one spot. I still think this is going to be a huge Oscar contender. It's going to get a lot of tax nominations. And I know a lot of people are just not really thinking it's going to get into Best Picture right now. At least a lot of the people I follow don't. But I don't know. It feels like we're making the exact same mistake as last year, where people are dismissing it. And then all of a sudden it's going to be another huge juggernaut. And we're going to be like, oh, yeah, of course. I guess we got to put it back in. I know people are saying, hey, it's a sequel. Sequels don't do as well, but I think sequels don't do as well when there is no end in sight. We know this is the final installment of Wicked, and because of that, I think there's going to be a lot of hype. It's a passionate fan base, and I think some of those fans are in Hollywood, so I think it's going to be championed. I have a very strong inkling that that's what's going to happen, but who knows? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I was wrong about Hamnet, so I could be wrong about Wicked. It's just, I ain't perfect. Anyways, number 5, Marty Supreme jumped up 4 spots. I said in my last video that I needed a little bit more for Marty. I needed at least a trailer. And then like the day right after I put out that video, the trailer dropped. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. It looks awesome. Gotta boost it back up now. Could this be a huge contender to the point that it could be a Best Picture winner? I don't know. I'm not getting that feeling from the trailer, and part of me even thinks that it could be a bottom 5 movie. But again, this is just something that we don't know. I haven't heard of any like super early screenings or people that have had any reactions to the film. So if you guys know, by all means, let me know. But as we'll talk about in a minute, sometimes those early buzzwords are raves, if you will, don't always go on to prove fruitful. So bear that in mind. Always take those with a grain of salt. Anyways, number 6, I'm introducing Rental Family. And of course, the reason for this is because I did drop After the Hunt. That was like a fucking disaster. I mean, yeah, I guess we could kind of have seen that coming. I mean, the box art, if you will, was horrendous. Even the trailer I had mentioned last time, I don't know, there was something off about it, where maybe there was something that was hidden away. I thought it might have been that the movie was going to go too crazy, kind of how Queer did, and it turned out to be the exact opposite, where it was far too safe for a Luca Guadagnino film, where they're like, what? It's like he's not even trying in this sense. And I hear the writing is kind of pretentious in it too, like saying things that, I don't know, like it's not as impactful as they would like it to be. Though I hear the performances in it are really good, but I don't know, are the performances going to get in if the film overall is just not really liked? It's a possibility, but I can't bring myself to do it. So yeah, After the Hunt is nowhere to be seen. I don't have it in any of the performances right now. I think it's just dead, but if you want to hold on to it for Best Actress, that is a weaker field this year, so I can see you wanting to do so. But Daniel Craig had a lot of ravings last year for Queer, and he was right on the cusp, and he didn't make it. So I don't know. I can see the same trajectory here. So that's kind of what I got for you there. Rental Family, of course. Rental Family, I was hesitant on it. I mean, the trailer looked nice enough, but it seemed like one of those films that is just a pleasant watch and maybe doesn't go anything beyond that, which is fine. That's no problem, just making a nice movie. I hesitated it being a Best Picture contender. But with the things that have started to drop and things that I'm right on the cusp of kicking out of the Best Picture lineup, I had to include something else in there. I thought, okay, Rental Family just seems like a good enough fit. I mean, it could be a acting contender there, could get into writing. I don't know if it'll get many texts, but I always say you don't need a bunch of text to get into Best Picture. Past Best Picture nominees have gone in with just 2 nominations. So it seems safe, but I'll be honest, with how amazing I hear a lot of the international films this year are, I'm almost of the opinion where just get rid of a lot of these films that, are gonna be fine and nothing more. Not talking trash on them, if they're good films, they're good films, but I hear a lot of the international films, like It Was Just an Accident, Sentimental Valley, which a lot of people are already putting on there. You have The Secret Agent. You have all these films that a lot of people are saying, holy shit, these are amazing. No Other Choice got rave reviews. I am not opposed to having a majority international picks in Best Picture. I know a lot of people are going to bitch and moan about that, but fuck those guys. The Oscars are not going to be for the people who trash talk films, especially good films. So why can't there be a year where a majority international picks are in Best Picture? I think I'd be completely fine with that. I don't think the Oscars going to do that. They're not cool enough. You also have the problem where it's Neon that's holding on to practically all of those films. And so is this now a discussion where, well, not all these films are going to get in because Neon's not going to be able to get all those films in, or because the Oscars are just not going to put that many international picks in? I don't know. I got to sit and think about this one a little bit more, but I would not be opposed to it. I'd be completely fine with it. And as great of reviews those films are getting, I don't see why we wouldn't be pushing for those to get in over films that are, I don't know, are just going to be good and nothing more. Obviously, that's me just prematurely predicting things. I don't know if Rental Family is just going to be good, is going to be amazing. The reviews have started to come out for it, but I haven't really looked at those yet just because, again, I wanted to focus on the previous film festivals. But that's what I got. Just mini rant out of the way. Give me your guys' thoughts. Would you be opposed to seeing like a list full of international feature films in Best Picture? Or no, we need the English language. The English language is superior. Don't do this to us. So I don't know. To me, that's just nonsense. It's films, and a good film should get into Best Picture. Moving along, Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere, dropped down 2 spots. Reviews for it have been good. Yeah, they've been good. I don't think they've been that amazing, but with these type of biopics, I don't think they need to be. Again, this is just a matter of us repeating history again, where how many times have these movies have come out? Elvis, A Complete Unknown, the reviews have been fine, and people are like, oh yeah, that's not going to be a Best Picture contender, and then the next you know, it is a Best Picture contender, gets into like director, gets all these text nominations. So with these type of films, they just can't have gotten like terrible reviews. And as of right now, I think it's right on the cusp of getting, or not on the cusp, I should say, right on track to getting a Best Picture nomination, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor. It's going to get a couple of texts. I'm not counting it out. Until I actually see it happen, I'm not brave enough to just remove it from the list. But again, get rid of it. Put international picks in it. Why are we including just an okay movie when you have these other amazing films? Not going to go down that rabbit hole again. Okay. Number 8, Jay Kelly. It dropped down 4 spots. This one has had quite a roller coaster of a ride, I swear. So, movie premiered Venice. Those initial reviews were like bad. Like, you're like, holy shit, what? People like, this is the knee-jerk reaction I was talking about. People were getting it off the list. And I followed suit. I got it off the list just because I'm like, okay, maybe Netflix is going to pivot to one of their other picks, maybe Frankenstein, maybe The Ballad of a Small Player. And then those reviews came out and I'm like, okay, maybe you should go back to Jay Kelly. And then we got the Telluride reviews, and those were a lot nicer. So maybe it is just a matter of this film premiered to the wrong audience. I remember going on Letterboxd, and just one of the first reviews that popped up, it was just a single sentence that said, I'm too European for this film. And that's where I'm like, oh, okay, maybe that is what it is. It's so Hollywood, it's so America that other countries maybe aren't going to be so high on it. Or it's like very self-indulgent. As I understand, the movie, I don't know, the movie isn't like really doing anything significant. Like it's basically like a circle jerk. Circle jerk production. Look at my past videos. Anything that involves Hollywood, I always consider like a circle jerk production. But yeah, just too full of itself in a way. Though again, I hear the performances are good. Some people even maybe thought that this was going to be a Nyad situation where it just gets into actor, supporting actor, and that's it. But because the follow-up reviews were a little bit nicer, I think as American audiences, American critics, start to see the film, we're going to see the Letterboxd score kind of pivot. We're going to see Rotten Tomatoes pivot, and essentially be more on the positive side, where people are going to slowly put it back on their list. But I don't think this is going to be a top 5 contender. Keep in mind, a lot of the voting party is now more international than ever before. So if a lot of people are just not, loving the film as strictly Americans would, I think that could hurt its chances of being a top 5 contender. So I do think it's more in the bottom 5 as of right now. I am toying with it maybe being a real pain type of situation where maybe it's number 11 and it just misses it. So there's that possibility, but it still gets into like writing, it still gets into the performances. So again, just things I'm playing with right now. We don't have the full picture, but history repeats itself. That's like the theme of this, like history repeats itself. Look at the past, you'll understand more of the present. It's not always the case, but more often than not, that's what I do see. Number 9, Begonia, dropped down 3 spots here. So the reviews on this one were primarily positive, but it is polarizing to a degree. I think as more people see it, I think it's going to become even more apparent that it's polarizing. There are some people that are absolutely loving it, and there are some people that are saying, hey, this isn't saying anything new, this isn't saying anything significant, we already know all this, so we know the message. Which to me, I don't care if you're gonna say the same message. What new message is there to say about these type of things, as long as you're saying it in a unique and entertaining way, which Yorgos Lanthimos tends to do. So I'm still looking forward to it, and I could see it maybe still squeaking in there, but I know a lot of people have completely removed it from the list. I'm not ready to do so just yet, but it's number 9. So again, there's a good chance it could. And again, goes back to what I was saying. If it's going to be polarizing, there's going to be enough people that are like, yeah, it doesn't have anything significant to say. Again, get it off the list. There's so many international picks to put in here. Why are we struggling? Why are we fighting to get something that just a lot of people don't enjoy? But that's just me talking without having seen the film. I'm still really excited. I love Yorgos Lanthimos films, so I have a feeling that even if I don't love it, I'm still really gonna like it. But who knows? Maybe this is the one that finally gets me to say, yeah, not for me. And lastly of all, number 10, I have Frankenstein drop down 2 spots. The reviews on this one have been very lukewarm. Some people did love it, but some people are just like, no, this isn't it. Again, performances I hear are very solid. But even some of the crafts of the film aren't as impressive as they could have been. Some people even said it looks like a Netflix film, which is a shame. That means I do have to remove it from certain text categories. I still think it's going to be a contender in below-the-line categories in certain areas. And maybe enough to still get it squeaked into Best Picture. Keep in mind, Nightmare Alley got in, and I truly don't think that's a good film. That's, at the very least, that's a one and done. I can't see anybody wanting to revisit that multiple times. So, I mean, if that one got in, him doing this passion project that he's wanted to do for years, I think he's going to have his champions in the industry to push him in. So maybe he could squeak it, but again, number 10, it could fall off. And once again, why not get rid of it? Put an international pick in there. I mean, I've already listed like 4 films. Heck, and you've got like more than 4 that have gotten fantastic reviews that people have said, no, you gotta see this. So yeah, I think if there was a time to just completely turn everything on its head, this is the year to do so. But again, I get it's a bit too premature. We've still got more films that have yet to premiere, and maybe they'll just completely blow us away. But as of right now, this is my updated list. It's not a done deal, obviously. I'm going to continue working on it. And as I see the reviews that have now started coming out of TIFF, of the films that we haven't heard anything about, it's going to change. So please take this with a grain of salt. It's not finalized yet. Alrighty, moving on to director here. So what's stayed the same, what's new, what's gone, what's added? Ryan Coogler, Joachim Trier, keeping in the number 1, number 2 spot. Number 2 maybe drops down to number 3 because, yes, I did include Chloe Zhao for Hamnet. And you know what? Thank goodness for that. This was looking like a sausage fest. I was scared this was going to be another year of just male directors nominated. I mean, why? We've got so many talented female directors out there. Get them in there. But yeah, I'm happy that we at least have another contender. Could she go on to win? I mean, if her film goes on to win Best Picture, I think it's a very strong possibility she could win director again. First female director to win twice? Pretty damn good. Chloe, you're setting the bar there for everybody. Number 4, I included Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme. Again, the trailer just looks really good. The guy definitely knows his stuff. Like, he's honing in his craft here. So I'm very much looking forward to it. But I'm also hesitant. If it's not a top 5 contender, I can see this just completely not happening and somebody else getting in there. Just who would I trade him, though, with? I don't know. I truly don't. That's, director, you have 10 Best Picture nominees, but it's not always so easy to be like, oh, yeah, that director, that. Just do the top 5 directors and put them into... It just doesn't work that way. And this year, really, I'm kind of struggling on who I really think could get into the director circle, which is why number 5 still stays as Jafar Panahi for It Was Just an Accident. I think he has a really great story, a really great movie that could get into Best Picture. I'm like this close to squeaking it in there. And the only reason I haven't by this point is because there are so many other international films that I've heard amazing stuff about. Again, like No Other Choice. Why couldn't that get into picture and that get into director? It just, so much is happening. Like, I think this is such an exciting year, and I feel we're all in for disappointment by the end of the year when so many things just kind of get left out of the Oscars. So I'm prepared to be pissed. It's a good year and a bad year just because I know what's coming, but I also know what's coming. Yeah, that's all I got to say. Definitely not finalized. Gotta wait and see what these next reviews bring out so I can adjust it further. All right, actor Timothée Chalamet bumping in all the way up to number 1. Yes, I did have him at number 5 just because I needed something more before I truly did so. And yeah, that trailer looks amazing. He looks like he's doing a really great job. I don't know if this will really go on to win. I gotta wait and see what other films like performances do, but I don't know, as of right now, yeah, I guess. You know what? I was talking about this last month, actually. Let me just share this. I heard that there was the possibility that Stellan Skarsgård could go lead. I don't know if that's truly lead. I hear it's almost like a co-lead type of performance. But if he does go lead, I think right now, I think he would have a shot at taking the win for lead. Like, definitely supporting. But maybe lead, I think he could do it. But that's just right now. Sometimes something sounds good, and then in hindsight, you're like, oh, that was a mistake. And I only mention this just because I heard the rumblings he's thinking about it, or his team is thinking about putting him lead. So as of right now, I don't think it would be a bad move, but I also think it's a little bit too prematurely to do that. I think it's safer now to keep him supporting. But yeah, as of right now, Timothée Chalamet, number 1. I guess you could give him the win, especially if he's as amazing as the trailer makes it seem. Michael B. Jordan, number 2. I did drop him down a spot. I truly do think he's got to get in. Like, if Sinners is a Best Picture potential winner, and you don't include Michael, that would be like a fucking tragedy. Jeremy Allen White, dropping him down to number 3 there, just because Timothy shot up. Yeah, this just seems like the performance that's going to get in. I heard he's really good in it. He's not the standout, though, so his prospects of winning aren't looking too good, but definitely a nomination. Number 4, Brendan Fraser for Rental Family. I'm just including him here. Again, if this is more than just a nice, sweet movie, I can see them wanting to push him for the nomination. But please keep in mind, this is like a stacked like category. There's so many things you can do here. Heck, even films that like didn't wow people, like The Ballad of a Small Player, like Colin Farrell, I heard, is amazing in that film and would be worthy of the nomination. But there's just so much competition. I think there's so much you can do here. So yeah, this one's gonna be one to keep an eye on. Last of our number 5, George Clooney, Jay Kelly. Yeah, I'm dropping him down here. I feel if it is a bottom 5, I feel he might not even come along with it. Like, I know, like, everyone's saying this is his performance. Like, this is the best performance. This is made exactly for him. So that's the only reason I'm even keeping him on here. But if it's a bottom 5... Actually, no, scratch that. If it is a bottom 5, it's at least got to get some other nominations, unless it's just going to go for, like, picture writing, which I guess is a possibility, but... would they do that for this type of film? I don't know. If it's going to get into Best Picture, I think it's got to at least get into acting nominations. So, yeah, it makes sense to just keep George here. I don't see why I would truly drop him. This one's complicated. in a good way. Alrighty, actress. Jessie Buckley, jumping up from my number 5 to my number 1. I truly do think she can win with the raves that I've heard. And hey, good on her, right? Going from a nomination that really felt like it was just there to fill a spot to all of a sudden, second nomination, a contender to win. That's pretty damn good. Hopefully she makes me cry. That's like as a parent, if I'm not crying in that film again, I feel that's going to be a disappointment. Number 2, Cynthia Erivo, Wicked for Good. Keeping her there. I'm actually dropping Renate Reinsva down 2 spots to number 3. The reason for it is because I hear, yes, she is lead, but she's absent for huge chunks of the film. So maybe not present enough to go on to win. And I hear her role in The Worst Person in the World was better. So yeah, I think she's going to be happy to be there. It's great to get nominated, but probably no longer in contention to win. I think Jessie really might just have this in the bag unless they really push for Cynthia, because I could see Cynthia going home with the win, though. I think it's two vastly different performances, so maybe there is no competition. Number 4, Emma Stone, Begonia. I did drop her down a spot, but with how weak the actress categories are right now, I think she's going to get in just fine. I don't think there's anything to worry about there, which also goes on to prove that Begonia could still get into Best Picture. Number 5, Amanda Seyfried for The Testament of Anne Lee. I'm a little bit confused about this one, just because I've heard that she's fantastic, but I also heard her character's underwhelming. I heard sometimes her accent she doesn't pull it off as well as it could be, but that she's still really good in it. So I'm just putting her here for now, but I don't know. I think there's a chance she might not get in. I have Testament of Anne Lee is also looking to be polarizing, but not in a good way. I don't know. This is just the early buzz, or the way that I feel anyway. So yeah, actors is tough too, but just in like a completely different way where I don't have enough people that I truly feel warrant that fifth spot. So this could be like oh my god, Paul Mescal, the year where he kind of just slipped into number 5. That's not I mean, was great performance, great nomination, but typically Oscars don't go for that type of performance. He only really got in because there was no competition. So I feel the number 5 spot for actress is in the same boat. Whoever gets in there, I'm sure will be a great nomination, if you will, a great performance, but is not typically a performance that would get into the Oscars if it were a more competitive year. So that's what I got there. Supporting actor, Stellan Skarsgård. Number 1, I think he's got this in the bag. Just from what I've heard, he's amazing. Best performance. He's never been nominated before. He's an older actor. I'm sure people are going to want to reward him for his role here, especially for what a lot of people consider to be his best performance. Just the standout of the movie, except for the daughter. Oh my goodness, I'm like forgetting everybody's name today. Inga Ib's daughter, Lilias. I think she's the true standout, but Stellan, he's definitely getting in. I just can't see anybody else winning as of right now. Did include Paul Mescal for Hamnet, and now that I hear how amazing that film is, if it is potentially a Best Picture winner, I think the performance has just got to come along with it. Jeremy Strong dropped him down 1 spot here, but that's only because of how strong Hamnet is. I hear he's also really good. I hear he's the standout of the movie, so it's definitely going to be him getting nominated in the supporting category. Number 4, Sean Penn, One Battle After Another. I dropped him down a spot. I'm holding on to him just because I hear he's really good, and as the movie hasn't really premiered yet, and it's coming out later on, I feel maybe it'll come out at a time where people are going to remember him as time goes by. But who knows? I truly don't know. He could just fall off. And number 5, Adam Sandler, Jay Kelly, keeping him there in that bottom spot. Like, again, if George Clooney gets in and Adam doesn't, I think that's going to be a true travesty, because I hear Adam is really, really good in the film. And I hear George is really good too. So, yeah, I don't see why they would do that to him. But, these people gatekeep. This is why I don't have Dwayne Johnson in. I hear he's fantastic in the film, but these motherfuckers gatekeep. This is your first serious role. Sorry, bucko. We know how you're usually like. Come back later. I don't agree with it, but I gotta take it into consideration just because it's happened more times than I'd really like. At all. It shouldn't happen at all. All right, supporting actress. This is one of the few categories that really hasn't changed hardly at all. Number 1 through 4, exactly the same. Ariana Grande, Elle Fanning, Inga Ib's daughter, Lilias, Wunmi Musaku. Yeah, all of those I think are a surefire bet. I mentioned this last month. I don't think 2 people from Sinners are getting in, so I shifted out highly for Amy Madigan for Weapons. That'd be a really cool nomination. I'm not confident enough that it is going to get in, but I think it's a really nice placeholder as of right now. And who knows? Placeholders sometimes get pushed through to get the nomination. Definitely would be very worthy of getting it. But I don't really have anything else to add here other than I truly don't know who would win this one. For me, maybe Inga. Like I heard she's the standout there, so maybe she comes along with the film there and goes on to win. Because yeah, apart from that, Ariana, if she delivers another like fantastic comedic performance. But yeah, this one's one to keep an eye on. I feel it could shift, or if it doesn't, it'll be very fascinating to see who they consider to be the front runner here. All right, adapted screenplay, Hamnet. I truly do think Hamnet now has this in the bag, which would be another Oscar for Chloe Zhao and her co-writer Maggie O'Farrell. But as of right now, it seems like the most plausible, just because if it is a Best Picture potential winner, writing just feels like it has to come along with it. I still got Begonia in there. Yes, I know some people have said it's not saying anything new, but I hear that it's still very sharp and very witty, just not as much as they'd like. Again, they wanted to say something new, but I think that's still enough for it to get a nomination here. Plus, adapted is not that strong. I think there's definitely room here. So Begonia just feels like it's going to come along. Still have One Battle After Another. Again, I don't think this is going to be the one to get Paul his Oscar. I just don't hear it's strong enough to do so. And as soon as we see the box office numbers, which I'm already telling you are not going to be amazing, people are just not going to go see. This is going to be one of the biggest like bombs of the year. I already know it. And maybe not because it's a terrible film, but just because it's not the type of film that audiences typically migrate to, if you will. So I'm preparing myself for that. As soon as that comes out, then I truly do think his chances of winning the Oscar are just like donezo. For Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere, that just seems like the film that's going to get in. And then Wake Up Dead Man, A Knives Out Mystery. I have heard some rumblings that this is potentially like the best out of the three. And if so, holy shit, yes, definitely getting into adapted. The other two got in. Then if this one's considered the best, then definitely getting in. So feeling very confident in that one getting in now. All right, original screenplay, I still have Sinners at number 1. Again, if that one goes on to win Best Picture, I feel it's going to come along with its writing. Sentimental Values, keeping that one at number 2. Hamnet's and adapted, so they don't have to worry about competing for that one. Mari Supreme at number 3. It did raise it up now that we got the trailer, and just like the dialogue. I really like the dialogue in the trailer, so hopefully there's more of that. Number 4, I did include It Was Just an Accident. If I'm including Jafar in director, I feel that film's got to get something else apart from international, and I think screenplay it feels right to put it in here. And then number 5, Rental Family, I threw that one in there. Again, if it's like a sweet script, if it's like heartwarming, I can see people wanting to push it. Plus, if it ends up being the TIFF winner, I can see it being like an American Fiction, where that one got into its screenplays. Well, went on to win screenplay. People love a witty screenplay. I do too. That's like my favorite thing in films, when you have like a really sharp screenplay or something witty or something clever. So if it ends up being in the same boat, who knows? Maybe it can be in contention to win. Although with Sinners and Sentimental Value and Marty Supreme in here, I don't think it's likely, but at least a nomination. Now for the below the line categories, I'm doing exactly what I did last month, just listing them alphabetically. However, I have changed some things. So if you don't remember what I picked last month, when I list them off, I will let you know if this is the second month in a row I'm holding on to them, if it's the first month that I've introduced them. That way we can stay consistent, see how my list has changed throughout the month, if you're interested in that sort of thing. So let's go ahead and begin. For animated feature film, my predictions as of right now are Arco, K-pop Demon Hunters, Little Amelie or the Character of Rain, Scarlet, Zootopia 2. For animated short film, my predictions are Cage, Cardboard, Kuchu, A Childhood Place, Murmuration, A Sparrow's Song. For casting, my predictions are Sentimental Value, Sinners, Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere, Wake Up Dead Man, A Knives Out Mystery, Wicked, For Good. For cinematography, my predictions are The Ballad of a Small Player, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, Sinners, The Testament of Anne Lee. For costume design, my predictions are Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, Mother Mary, Wicked for Good. For documentary feature film, my predictions are 2,000 Meters to Andravika, The Alabama Solution, The Eyes of Ghana, The Perfect Neighbor, Put Your Soul on Your Hand and Walk. For documentary short film, my predictions are Armed with Only a Camera, The Life and Death of Brent Renaud, Exodus, The Goldfish Club, How I Learned to Die, Shanti Rides Shotgun. For film editing, my predictions are Hamnet, Marty Supreme, Sentimental Value, Sinners, Wicked for Good. For international feature film, my predictions are It Was Just an Accident from Luxembourg, No Other Choice from South Korea, The Secret Agent from Brazil, Sentimental Value from Norway, The Voice of Hein Rajab from Tunisian. For best live action short film, my predictions are Ali, Dust to Dreams, How to Shoot a Ghost, Made from Leak-Proof Plastic, The Spectacle. For makeup and hairstyling, my predictions are Frankenstein, Mother Mary, The Smashing Machine, Waltzing with Brando, Wicked for Good. For original score, my predictions are The Ballad of a Small Player, Begonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Sinners. For original song, my predictions are Dear Me from Diane Warren, Relentless, Golden from K-Pop Demon Hunters, I Lie to You from Sinners, To Be Announced from Springsteen, Deliver Me from Nowhere, To Be Announced from Wicked for Good. For production design, my predictions are Frankenstein, Hamnet, Mother Mary, The Testament of Anne Lee, Wicked for Good. For sound, my predictions are The Ballad of a Small Player, F1, Frankenstein, Sinners, Wicked for Good. And lastly, for visual effects, my predictions are Avatar, Fire and Ash, Predator, Badlands, Superman, Tron, Ares, Wicked for Good. I'm going to try to go deeper into the individual categories by next month, though if I don't get a chance to do so then, I definitely will by November, just because October I'll probably still be putting my thoughts together for all the reviews that are coming out, reading all of them, making sure that I'm making the right choices, or at least the ones that I feel are going to turn to right choices if they don't seem believable now. And you know me, I like to take my swings from time to time just because the Oscars constantly surprise us, and great, because otherwise it would be boring. But yes, I know I should be going deeper into the subcategories, but a lot of those are placeholders. You've already seen me stumble with the above the line categories. It would only be worse for below the line, believe me. So when I get them solidified, I definitely will go into more detail with them. Just be patient with me for now. Until then, everybody, check out the news. There is a shit ton of movies coming out. There's reviews coming out. If you are deep into films and the Oscar culture like I am, you're definitely keeping up with all of that. So let me know, what are you excited to see? Are you at TIFF? Are you seeing them right now? You lucky bastard. And until next time, stay safe out there and have a good one.